Dunn. Waiting in the middle was Andrew G with Glenn Lazarus. Lamb, short ball for Smith. This crowd is really enjoying it out here tonight.
Is right, and a kick possibly to win the game, but it was good vision on the inside. I think it was Andrew Walker who shaped the kick. They went the short side.
Ferris then. And Daly. Abawadi. Ending up out in the 5/8 position. Mullins kicks. Nandruku with speed is after it, but Ridge leads the race. Ridge there, using Moore, realising that Nandruku has come off the right wing. Immediately went to Danny Moore, thinking there would be a channel down the left of the ground. Kosef, big pass for Lions. They got an overlap. Menzies, now Terry Hill puts down the accelerator. Looking inside, Hopewadi, then Menzies, now Gardner. Gardner sets his sights and he gets his second try. That is absolutely beautiful rugby league.
Oh, it's Manly magic. Unbelievable stuff from the Eagles. The crowd have gone berserk here at Brookvale. It's a 65-metre job. Look at the Canberra line. It's terrible. They've rushed up. There's no one out here. They've got 4 or 5 cover defenders. Daly comes over. Ferris comes over. Beautiful timed pass there from Terry Hill. That's a great ball. And the Beavers there and passes it on to Daniel Gardner. And he gets his second. It's the great advantage of having back rowers who can run like centres. Both Menzies and Gardner, former centres in their junior days. Terry did well to get around Nagus, put the speed on. Hopewadi does his job. And these speedy back rowers finish it off. Daniel Gardner having a whale of a game.
Big effort by Steve Menzies, nevertheless.
Resumption of play. As soon as the job was done, straight back onto the field for the fullback.
Justin Morgan still in the sin bin as Campbell from dummy half can't offload. Barnhill was over the top. And below was Goulet. Parramatta. Inside pass there for Jason Smith. Last tackle with Freeman. And kicking deep, Gary Freeman. Can he get it over the head of Raper? He can't. Raper on his own 20. That was a good take from the fullback. And in turn taken by the defence of Jason Smith, who's having a very strong game for Parramatta today. Jason Smith, Mundine tries that stepping again around the outside of Woods. He's through Mundine, away from Woods a second time. Tries to position the man inside, he's done that. And Zisti will score for the Dragons. It was touched by a Parramatta hand. Oh, the Dragons are right back in it. It's all square at 12 all.
And that's what Anthony Mundine can do, and he made David Woods look very ordinary. Woods got caught out very poorly. They go wide. We freeze play there. You can see this man, David Woods, has come in, and Mundine has the speed to go around on the outside. Drew him in. Brush of a tackle. Woods is actually quite quick. I thought that he could have come up with a better diving attempt. And then a beautiful pass back inside to his... He's got some problems in defence. This is the 3rd time today he's missed tackles just by simple errors. You know, they had the numbers there. He just had to stay out there outside of Dean Pay and force Mundine to do something special. All he did was show him the gap. Mundine did the rest. And that's a fine St George try.
Ryan taken and put away on the 40-metre line. They're coming in waves, the forwards there. They're putting little passes together. Carr. Good tackle by Hetherington. Kieran Walters goes back right. Thorne now. Thorne in the 11 jumper. Kevin Walters assembling on the right with Langer, but Kerrod goes the other way. Back for Thorne. Then for Renouf. 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 He'll score. Oh, the Prince. The newfound Prince of centres. He's opened them up.
Well, I tell you what, he saw half a back, half an opening. The crowd went up. I know I went up. Kieran Walters has gone the wrong way here and knows it. But Brad Thorne just holds the pass up for Renouf. Look at him put the foot down. Laurie Daly went high and fell off of him. Brett Mullins, well, he's just gone across too far in cover. Kerrod Walters changing his mind here, slipping it back to Thorne, and wisely just gives it on to Renouf with a bit of space, shrugs Daly's high tackle off, straightens up, and there's nobody at home once he's through that first line.
8 tries for the year.
Craig Wilson drops the hit. You see another forward lining up somewhere. Here comes Billy Moore now. He makes the charge. And again, you'll get a kick in at the end of this and no mistakes.
And it's very hard to counter a team when they're playing as safe as all this. Ben Ikin's run is good. The support was there. It's Matt Sears. He gets a pass inside. Billy Moore away from Williams. On for Butner. Here comes the double. He gets his second. He gets his second. Michael Butner, 20 points to 0.
And put that one down as the best try you've seen all season. And it'll take a good one to beat it for the remainder of the year. Great football here. Look at the hands here from Ikin. That's a tough take in these conditions. Then the footwork. He straightens up through the middle of the St George ruck. Mundine catches him from behind. The referee's right in line with that pass. Matt Sears, as he's so good at doing, supporting. Billy Moore, the basketball pass. Danny Williams on to Butner. He's still got 2 players on the outside who he could have passed to score as well. This man set it up with great hands. Ben Ikin still had the strength to get his arms free, and Matty Sears on the fly. Through another tackle. St George really having problems containing the ball movement from the Bears. He finds Billy Moore. Rapid fire here from Moore. He knows that he's about to be claimed by Walford. And then Danny Williams. Copybook ball out to Michael Butner. He sets sail for the line.
This should be good photographics, or whatever you call it. Michael Butner straight down the lens. Thank you, Michael. The Newcastle Knights, they take the tap, and here's Harrigan, and he's had an explosive start to the game. Now Andrew Johns, a long pass away, finding Glanville. Glanville taken by Langer. The pass goes out to the winger Beecham, and Beecham will play it 25 metres away from the Brisbane line. Now Glanville, second handle on this set of 6, and he's pulled down 12 metres out from the Brisbane line. Plenty of the park to work in. They're on the extreme left from Jackson. Andrew Johns picks up Butterfield. Butterfield gets it out the back for Marquette. Marquette gets it in for Muir. Muir, he's over and puts it down. Good work by Marquette. And Adam Muir scores the try. Newcastle gets the first point.
Great combination there from the back row. Firstly, Mark Glanville put them in good position. And then Paul Marquette, who is an extremely improved ball player, took advantage of the offload. Butterfield goes to the line. Marquette stays alive. And he knew that there would be some support on the inside. The pass was a beauty to Adam Muir, who reached out with the big left claw and put it down next to the post.
That's a wonderful try. And what these Newcastle forwards are really concentrating on tonight is offloading once they're hitting that defensive line. They've offloaded, 4 or 5 times tonight. Harrigan, the likes of Butterfield. And here's Muir. He's also one of the most improved players in the comp. He's got plenty of speed, plenty of power and pace. And bang.
Here's McKell. Now for Craig Field. On for Darryl Trindle. A cutout pass and then a juggle, and Quinn makes the mistake. Knocked backwards, says the referee. And this is Michael Francis again. Brown. Damian Brown. 42 metres out. Trindle on the bounce for Craig Field. Angling across, looking for an infield run. But the winger didn't respond. The Roosters put it on the boot. Look at Craig Field. This will be incredible if he does, but he doesn't. And Jorgensen scores. Was there a hint of a knock-on back there? I'm not sure, but what Craig Field did, I know it was in vain, but it was a supreme effort. The try goes to Jorgensen, however.
Yeah, great work from Jorgensen here to have the presence of mind to kick the football, because he was going into touch. There's the pass going behind. It's picked up, the little offload, the juggle, and the kick left-footed from Jorgensen. He stays alive. Craig Field in a foot race. The ball looked like it came off Field's hand, and then Jorgensen able to clean up, and that's reward for perseverance.
And it's against the run of play on that occasion, with South looking to move the ball wide. The last pass going astray. A change of mind by the winger. He should have stayed on the outside. and then he came back inside, and this is the answer from the Roosters. Jorgensen's produced a bit of rah-rah there, and Mr. Tenacity chases Craig Field. On a scale of, he's about an 11 out of 10 on that scale, Tenacity, and just couldn't get to it. A nice bump, shoulder there by Jorgensen.
That is Webke. Walters. Lazarus. Langer. Cut out ball. Finds Renouf. Renouf tries to stampede over them. 8 metres out from the line. 5 tackles gone. Langer goes back to the blind side. Look for the cross kick. And it's nothing like that. It's been batted back down. Swept across by Lazarus. Lockyer is through a gap. Lockyer is on his way. Lockyer scores. One of the Roosters came out of the line, and Lockyer has hurt them.
And unbelievable what this Brisbane side is capable of. The kick from Alan Langer, well, it was a shocker. The way that they can transform mistakes into something positive is a sign of a tremendous football team. Batted back, Darren Lockyer got around the attempted tackle. That opened up. Matt Singh actually slipped over, which helped Darren Lockyer's cause.
Well, I think Robbie Ross is the hero there. The bat back from him was the one that kept the ball alive. And from here, the Roosters always struggling in defence. Not enough troops out here. Tony Iro came up, couldn't effect the tackle on Lockyer, and it's a 25-metre sprint to the line for him. He had support on the outside, but he put faith in his own pace and got there to open the account for Brisbane. Fine work by Lockyer.
As we pointed out, he is a great talent.
Dimmick always in there first off the ruck, trying to create things. Although we saw a little bit of Fittler magic a couple of minutes ago, it's the only time that he's really been involved in the game. And a couple of the Eastern Suburbs players just standing back, waiting for their mate to do something.
Here's Fittler now, stepping off the left foot. Ran straight at Eddie Ward. Then out she comes out the back. Walker's on his way. Walker puts it over the line. They're back.
Yeah, good on your block. Yeah, the Roosters making the bus there, keeping the ball alive. It was Madison who was able to attract some defenders and offload, and that opened things up nicely. There's the offload. Plenty of Parramatta players with their backs turned. Now, as Fittler goes through and puts the big step on, he gets the ball back inside. As it's touched now, as he frees it there, this is the man they've got to worry about, is Walker. And he should have been this man, but he goes across the Parramatta player, totally disregards Walker. Through the dummy, and the despairing dive from Dean Pay is no good. But the only man who's a danger is the man with the football, and that was Andrew Walker.
Yeah, Brad Fittler's been struggling in the last few weeks with a groin injury. They were tossing up whether to have an operation now and be ready for the semis or to keep playing. He's out there battling away. That's why we're not seeing a free-flowing Brad Fittler, but on that occasion, he floated enough to get the try for the boys after he passed it to Walker.
David Gillespie will get up and play it. About 8 or 9 metres, the western red side of halfway. Kosef, Hill. That must have been a heavy hit. You could hear it from here. Sidaris. We saw Hamono on the sidelines momentarily. As now look at Lyons. He will let him run with the football and show it. He can create anything. And Danny Moore. Moore back on the inside. Menzies. And Menzies scores. But put it down to Cliffy Lyons. If you let him run across the football field and showing the ball, he'll create something. And what good football, Moore and Menzies. And this is just classic Lions.
Yeah, the ball went out wide. I've got to be number 4 there, Chris Deaver. He just went too far in the shifting line. Moore's come back inside, and he's picked up Menzies. And what'll that be? Number 11 to Menzies this year. Knows how to score a try, that man.
And here it is again.
Dave, we'll just have a look out wide there. The Reds will shift out wide, but they just seem to have a man overlap. We'll have a look at number 4 here, Chris Deaver. Here he goes. Now, there he is there. He'll go across. Now, look, he's put himself in the winger in no man's land. Moore comes back in, links up with Menzies. It's all over. But, yep, Cliff Lyons, let him run. He'll create havoc.
The one thing this has allowed is Cronulla to set their defensive line.
It's also allowed North Sydney a long, deep line to the right. Here we go.
Restart. Taylor giving it to Fairleigh. Fairleigh's over. Slam dunk. He's done it before. He reaches out like a centipede or something like that. Maybe an octopus. Down it goes. And David Fairley has scored his second try.
And he's in the best form of his career. And again, it's just beautiful work here. Jason Taylor running the ball to the line. As we freeze it there, you can see that Fairley has come in from behind. The player going through has put these Cronulla players in two minds. Nick Howe did not read it at all. David Peachey was brushed through. And David Fairley gets across, slams it down. Simple move, but well constructed.
Oh, yes, the Cronulla defence in tatters there, but it should have been stopped here. Peachey, a feeble attempt. Hard, though, to tackle a hard running forward like David Fairley. Slams it down. There it goes, like a tiger! Hey-ya!
Parramatta then with Dimmick turning it inside for Crouch. Freeman a dummy half using Spence as the running forward. 40 metres out from the Penrith line, trailing by 2. And Dimmick now provides for Scanlon. A dummy, and then he goes for the line. He's over. Scanlon scores. I would imagine a memorable moment for the youngster.
Yes, a try in his first game in the top grade, taking Parramatta to the front. It was Jim Dimmick attracting defenders on the blind side of the ruck. That sets up this try. We freeze play there. You can see two players, well, in that relief, have come in, and that's 2-on-1 on the outside. And Jim Dimmick putting Scanlon in the hole. He's got support on the outside in Davies, throws the dummy. That turns Bobby Thompson inside out. And Scanlon, former player from Toowoomba, I think he is. He did have one of those matches last week against St George that nothing went right. He was penalised at one stage for not playing the football properly. Little things just going against him. Tonight he's been close to Auckland's best. Really got involved and shown why he is held in such high esteem.
Horrow on the last tackle. Lane increasing in volume, sweeping across the ground from behind Canterbury. Silva away, then puts on the pedal over the 40. There's one chasing and one coming across, but Rod's run away from them. He's donkey licked them at the finish. Well, 14 to 10, how easy.
Unbelievable stuff. It was easy. Rod Silva just getting through the first line. Phil Blake was the man chasing. Terry Lamb was the inside support. He didn't even bother supporting because he knew he had no chance of keeping up with his flying fullback. But the kick here, it sits up for Rod Silva. He gets a good bounce. And then it's just a matter of beating one or two tackles. The big step beats Blackmore. Arm tackles. He's into open spaces. Blake comes across. Terry Lamb's on the inside. And you can see the fullback, Greg Alexander, staying with Terry Lamb. And Phil Blake just didn't have the speed to foot it with him.
Well, you can thank Terry Lamb for the try because he sort of committed Greg Alexander to go to him, and it came down to a foot race between Phil Blake and Rod Silva.
They're only 35 out from their own line, and Hasler takes off for an easy 10. Impressive as always and busy as always, Des Hasler in today's match. Cunningham a dummy half. He'll make another 10, go straight through some poultry defence from the Rabbitohs. Going high was Grant McWhirter. Loose with the arms and the tackle. Last tackle, Manly with Tuvey a step away from Marcella, then finds support in Gartner. Lines on his outside, inside for Tuvey. Now for Hasler. Overhead ball touched by Sinclair, then for Innes, and Manly have topped the last try. That's an even better one. The Seagulls on fire, 28 points to 0.
And the scorers are in trouble here because this could develop into an embarrassment now for South Sydney. Manly just carving them up. This has come from nothing. Jeff Tuvey, good ball there to Gartner, and then some inside balls. This is a beauty from Tuvey back inside to Hasler. A floater, a speculator, found Lyons and Innes. He's a classy player, this bloke. But Tuvey, he'll have a good year this year. Dogged by injury, I felt, last season. A little bit slow. He seems to have got his pace back. And Hasler, well, the evergreen. He's just everywhere. And Innes positions himself very well.
He said the only danger for them is Smith on the fringe of the ruck. They've got to watch that. They've got to mark up man for man in defence. That's the only two problems that they do have. He said they're having plenty of opportunity. They look good when they've got the football. Just don't try and force the pass. Make sure of the pass so you complete your sets in the Parramatta room. Ronnie Hilditch can't believe the effort of his team in the first half. They look flat. He wants them to get a little bit deeper and run with players when they do run with the football. He said they've got to lift their intensity if they do expect to make the...
Here goes Gillette blocker, straight through the centre. Hanley there in support. Away from Kelly, away from Smith. Hanley will score, yes! The Tigers, with Ellery Hanley scoring the try, and he's left a real tail behind him.
Well, that is absolutely woeful defence. Take nothing away from Gillette and Hanley. They cut through them. But there's just awful defence here, straightening up Gillette. Now, even here, there's got to be enough Parramatta cover defence. Kelly gets pushed off, so too Smith. Carries Freeman over the line. Just another soft try scored.
You've done it again, Blocker. The call came, hold that knock here, and away we went. As Gillette strides through, he's had a pretty good game. His kicking game's on fire today, and the running game's just starting to get going. And Hanley, you wouldn't think he's 36, as he beats 3 tackles here to get the try. And are we looking at the Tigers making the top 8 in 96? Freeman does his best to hold him up, but the Wiz is only about 4 stone 6.
Dooley. Good meters, right up the centre. Corvo made the tackle, but not before Dooley had run 10. Paul Langmack, playmaker. That time deciding to run it alone. Just outside the 30, Andrew Willis spiralling past edge. Ojala Lang! Great hands from Asiri Lang on the outside. Darren Willis should get to the corner. He does for the Magpies' first try. Oh, there was some beauties in the build-up to that. And finished off by Darren Willis.
Yeah, the passing from Steve Georgalis has been very good in this game, but great hands from Asiri Lang. I like the look of this back line. Changed around, plenty of speed, a lot of enthusiasm. This ball is an absolute beauty. Bad miss there from Stephen Collins coming in off the wing. I thought Lang might have thrown a little bit too early, but the speed of Darren Willis makes him almost unstoppable with that much space that close to the line.
Yeah, the West back line, they run good angles and they come back, get it back on the inside of their opposites, and they really got found out, the Canberra defence out wide. He's a fine player, Steve Georgalis. Found his runners, and away they go. Asiri Lang gets into open spaces, does a bit of a stumble as he's about to pass the football, but he finds his winger, and Willis over in the corner. So they're going right, the Maggies, on the back of a couple of penalties. 4-2, they're leading the penalties. Plenty of possession for them.
I think the thing I like about their inside backs, both Andrew Willis and Steve Georgalis, they're busy players. A lot of enthusiasm, and I think that's infectious.
He's 29 metres out from his own line.
It's been a mass change because Marquette and Harrigan have also left. Butterfield and Tracy also out there. It's big Butterfield taking it 45 metres out, and they're the kind of charges that they need just to get back on track at the moment.
Johns brothers. Oh, what a pass! This is Grogan. He's looking for his winger. His winger's a mile behind him. Grogan, he does it himself. What a pass by Matthew Johns.
Absolutely brilliant work there from Matthew Johns. A little reverse flick pass. Brett Grogan, he had a bit of work to do. He was waiting for his winger. Really needed to just put the pedal down and go for himself, and that's eventually what he did. Look at this. Great strength to get through too. The little pass, line ball, but Grogan was on the fly. He's waiting for his winger to arrive. Decided to take Quinn on the outside. Quinn couldn't come up with the tackle. Pushed off Donnelly. That's just a great try.
And they did at last give themselves some depth. He came from a long way back, did Grogan. It's a wonderful pass. And then it's good to see a player get into the open, decide to take the fullback on. Lots of players might have hung around and waited for someone to catch up, but he took him on, beat him point blank, and over he goes. He's got some talent, Grogan.
Well, if that's an indication of his talent, he's got plenty of it.